You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
Lifeguards feel the effects of red tide. We'll hear from one about how the conditions are affecting their jobs.
And another red tide beach cleanup this morning. We're in a live report from Perico Reserve and how you can help with that cleanup. And Coach Urban Meyer reacts to the board's decision to suspend him at Ohio State. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. Good morning. It is 6 o'clock, August 23rd. I'm Ray Collins. And I'm Stephanie Webb on this Little Friday, a.k.a. Thursday Eve. What's forecast looking like today, John Scalzi?
Well, you know what? We have this kind of westerly wind flow pattern across the state that encourages these morning showers, followed by the showers moving into inland areas during the afternoon and the coastline kind of quieting down a bit. But the east wind, or the west wind rather, always takes the smell of the red tide decaying fish and pushes it further inland, and that happened yesterday. It'll happen again today. We have some showers now moving through Pinellas County, also the Skyway Bridge seeing some rainfall, but locally things have been pretty quiet. Around Siesta Key, we're seeing a little bit of light rain beginning to develop there. As we head into the afternoon, we'll watch temperatures, which are currently warm and muggy, become even warmer and even muggier as we head into the afternoon. 80 along the coast, mid-70s inland. Top it out today at about 90 with a feels like of about 103. We'll have about a 40% chance of showers around noonday near the coast and then in inland areas in the afternoon. Complete forecast in a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic right now. Still an ongoing issue on Manatee Avenue West at 42nd Street. Be aware of that. So far, no residual delays. Also a blip there on 301 southbound as you cross over State Road 70. Here's the northern half now of Sarasota County. We'll find out some red there on Bee Ridge, eastbound as you pass over Honore. Also still some debris on the road northbound 75 as you go over the Clark Road overpass. And then our final map to the south will indicate not much to speak of so far at 6:01.
Well, millions of dollars of funding from the state is now available for some counties in Florida impacted by red tide, including both Manatee and Sarasota counties. Now, Manatee is receiving $750,000, while Sarasota County is getting about $100,000. The state's Department of Environmental Protection says that the counties come to them with projects for the cleanup, and that's why that funding amount varies. A total of $3 million has been made available for the state counties, not only affected by red tide, but the blue-green algae as well, $3 million of which has just been released.
At some point, we have to have a conversation whether this is a persistent issue over, how much we're able to spend. I don't know that there's going to be an empty pot of money or a blank check from the state indefinitely.
Now, both Sarasota and Manatee County officials say there is a need for more funding. They are confident the state will continue to help if that continues.
Another dead dolphin has been recovered in Sarasota County, bringing the total now to 14 in the past 16 days. Venice Marine Patrol says the dolphin was found about a mile off the intercoastal in the Gulf of Mexico. Also, 2 dead sea turtles were recovered by Mote Marine about an hour north off Anna Maria Island.
Meanwhile, lifeguards in Sarasota County are seeing and feeling the effects of red tide as well. Currently, not all lifeguard towers are open due to the lack of people on the beaches. So lifeguards are now rotating shifts to help alleviate some of the respiratory issues that are affecting them by the red tide. Now, lifeguards are also utilizing masks that they have as well to make their jobs a little easier.
Before we had the masks coming out here, what you're doing is you feel nauseous after breathing these fumes all day, and you're coughing and you have a splitting headache from coughing. So people were calling in more for sure because they weren't feeling well.
And speaking of not feeling well, on days when red tide is really strong, lifeguards are patrolling the beaches in trucks with the windows rolled up and that air conditioning turned on.
Happening today, lawyers for the man who shot and killed another man in a Clearwater parking lot is trying to reduce his bail today. It's the story of that stand your ground issue. You've probably seen this video by now. Michael Drake shot another man after a brief dispute over a handicapped parking space. He was later charged with manslaughter despite the state's stand your ground law. Now, Drake's legal team plans to fight to get his $100,000 bond reduced at an arraignment hearing today in Clearwater. He faces a 30-year sentence if convicted.
Well, heading to New York where there's a new bestseller on the list, a new top author. Her name is Omarosa, that is right. All those interviews apparently worked. The former reality show star and White House staffer grabbed the #1 slot with her new book, Unhinged. Now, that book, a tell-all about her time as a former Trump White House staffer after President Trump unleashed vicious tweets calling her, quote, wacky Omarosa and calling her a, quote, dog. Those book sales actually spiked. The publisher had a hard time printing enough copies to meet the demand. And entertainment news, a second sexual assault case involving Kevin Spacey, the end of the road for Big Bang Theory, and just how will the Queen of Soul's kingdom be divvied up?
ABC's Jason Nathanson has the latest from Hollywood.
Officials in Los Angeles are looking into a second sex assault case involving Kevin Spacey. The LA County Sheriff's Department has presented a new case to prosecutors who will then decide if Spacey will be charged with a crime. Cops say the alleged assault happened in October of 2016. The first case was handed over to the LA County District Attorney's Office in April. Spacey's also under investigation for assault in Nantucket and London. Looks like the Queen of Soul didn't have any plans in place on how to divvy up her kingdom. Aretha Franklin died without a will. And in Michigan, the law states that if an unmarried person dies without a will, everything goes to the kids. Her 4 sons have filed papers to make that happen. The estate is said to be worth millions, including real estate and her song catalog.
I am going through a bit of a timing phase. How long will it last? We'll find out.
TV's top show is coming to an end. The Big Bang Theory's upcoming 12th season will be its last. And when it ends next year, it'll have run for 279 episodes, the most ever for a studio audience comedy. Last season, The Big Bang Theory was the most watched show on TV. To date, it's been nominated for 52 Emmys, winning 10. And happy birthday Thursday to recent Oscar winner Kobe Bryant, turning 40. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Ohio State football coach Urban Meyer will be suspended for the first 3 games of the season. The university made the announcement yesterday after determining Meyer did not take sufficient action against his now former assistant coach, Zach Smith. Zach's ex-wife accused him of domestic violence. Meyer claimed to have known about an allegation against Smith in 2009, but not a one in 2015. Smith says he had discussed the 2015 incident with the coach.
Impact that the events of the last 3 weeks have had on this institution, an institution that I love, and how challenging this has been for our community, our president, a man who I have great respect for, and for that I am deeply sorry.
Meyer will also lose 6 weeks of pay. OSU also suspended the athletic director, Gene Smith, without pay for 2 weeks. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
This morning, Hawaii is preparing for the worst and hoping for the best as Hurricane Lane approaches the islands. We'll take a look at when it's expected to make landfall when we come back. But first,
back here on the Suncoast, here's a live shot from the Perico Preserve off State Road 64 in Manatee County. Some volunteers will help remove the results of red tide there today. We'll have an update from Marla Spence in about 25 minutes. First, here's a shot of the Rosemary District outside of our studios.
not a bad morning, but some rain out there today as we see that box checks. Right, John Scalzi?
Absolutely right. On the drive time forecast, I've checked the rain box because we could have some scattered showers along the coastline during the morning, and then as you drive home, I think a lot of those rain showers will have moved inland and it won't be such a problem for the commute back. As far as the school bus forecast goes, well, you can expect to see an isolated shower near the coastline during the morning hours. 77 as the kids head out to the school bus. And then as they come home, it'll be 90, a few thunderstorms in inland areas. Complete forecast in a second.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8 Sparky.
Get more for your money during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Sunset Subaru. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Forester is an IIHS top safety pick for 12 years running. Now, lease a new Subaru Forester for just $229 a month or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5. Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
78-degree air temperature, dew point at 77. When you have temperature and dew point that close together, you get high relative humidity, and that's exactly what we have right now. 96%. We have an east-southeast wind coming in at about 5, a heat index of 81 already at this hour. As we head through the morning hours, look for about a 20% chance of showers near the coastline. We've already got a few ongoing. Rain chance goes up a little bit as we head into the lunchtime hour along the coastline. I think coverage will be about twice as much. And then as we head into the afternoon, things start to shift to inland, and the coastal rain chances start to go down as the inland rain chances go up. Across the region, Titan radar showing a very active morning on West Coast Florida as we have plenty of rain showers ongoing. A little line of showers moving to the north of us as well along a frontal boundary. For us, we're looking at showers along Siesta Key right now. South Bridge getting some rainfall. Also areas around McIntosh and Bee Ridge getting rainfall. And then around the interstate along Clark Road seeing some rain showers there as well. The north-facing beaches of Manatee County seeing some rain, and the Skyway Bridge getting some rain showers over the last hour, making those roadway surfaces probably kind of slippery out there. So watch for that if you're traveling over the Skyway this morning. A front located just to our north stalls out. As it does that, we catch this southwesterly wind flow all day long today. That tends to favor most of the showery activity being on the other coast. But the timing of the storms is also impacted. We get the morning showers near our coastline, followed by afternoon showers inland as those showers march toward the other coast. That's where the heaviest of the rain will be, over on the other coast, but we still get the rains around here. Forecast calls for east movers again today. We'll have wind shift occurring tomorrow and good weekend rain chances, I think, as well, as moisture returns. Really kind of full tilt boogie in the upper levels of our atmosphere. Today, our rain chance at about 30–40%, first along the coastline. Then the futurecast puts those showers moving inland as all of our winds become westerly and stay there through the afternoon, taking that rotting fish smell and driving it a little further inland. And then as we head into tomorrow, I think maybe we reduce the rain chances a little bit. Talking a lot about a lane in the Pacific coast, but for our area, for our basin in the Atlantic, things are quiet, just not a lot going on. There's Lane. Boy, that was a scary looking satellite image yesterday. Category 5 storm. It's still not looking good as a Category 4 storm, but at least we're starting to see some of the cloud cover beginning to fill the interior eye, maybe indicating a slight decrease in intensity as wind shear starts to increase. 145-mile-an-hour winds, though, still make it a formidable storm. Now a motion a little bit further to the north. The big question in this forecast track is when it makes this westerly curve. Probably tomorrow afternoon we'll start to see that occurring. Certainly the residents of Honolulu are going to be watching with great interest. The closer this storm gets to the island of Honolulu, the greater their impact will be felt. The big problem is once it gets up to about near the island of Maui, we're going to start to see a very slow motion occurring. That means lots of water piling up along the coast, heavy rainfall, maybe 20 inches or more. So not a good scenario for them in terms of mudslides and such. West wind comes in at about 10, and for the extended range forecast, we look for today at 40% chance of showers. Tomorrow, slightly less at 30. But then rain chances start to go up Saturday and Sunday as the winds shift back to the east, maybe pushing some of that smell back out into Gulf waters, and that continues for next week. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, John. Let's take a look outside and check out your first alert traffic this morning. We are still watching this accident right here in Manatee County. State Road 64, Manatee Avenue. There's an accident right there at 42nd Street. 301, starting to see a couple slowdowns there, but not too much to be worried about at this hour just yet. And then farther south in the area, if you're talking about Sarasota County, the north half of the area does have one spot that we got to tell you about. There is some debris on the road in the northbound lane of I-75 right there at exit 205, which of course is the Clark Road exit. So some debris in the road. Ray left his glasses there. They're in the road, northbound lane of 75. And then a little bit farther south in the area, 75 and 41. Both still look good at this hour. Not too bad out there this morning. It is 6:16, and that is your first alert traffic. And now to Hurricane Lane approaching the Hawaiian Islands, eyeing up Oahu and Maui.
The storm is now a Category 4, which will bring heavy rainfall and a chance of a direct hit. Reporter John Lawrence shows us how residents are preparing.
Hurricane Lane is coming toward Hawaii.
We're using a lot of caution here to be safe, and we're asking of all you to be safe too.
This is the second time in as many weeks a hurricane is threatening the Aloha State.
I just signed a request for a presidential disaster declaration.
Governor David Ige has also issued a state of emergency, and people across the islands have a sense of urgency.
We saw that it's coming nearer than we thought to Oahu, so trying to prepare.
They've been stocking up ahead of the hurricane, leaving grocery store shelves bare.
Be prepared to shelter in place, 14 days of food and supplies and water, medicine, other necessities.
Residents are also getting their homes ready for potentially life-threatening conditions. Local forecasters say Lane is bringing destructive winds. Some areas could see up to 20 inches of rain, leading to flooding and landslides. The hurricane is expected to move west as it approaches the island. The sharpness of the turn will play a large factor with Lane's impact on Hawaii.
State facilities are queued up and can be made available should more shelters be needed. And so we will be monitoring that very carefully.
This would be only the 5th named storm to hit Hawaii in nearly 60 years. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
6:18 now, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
A prominent figure in the Me Too movement is now on the other side of those accusations. We're going to hear from her accuser. Plus, Marla?
I'm live at Perico Preserve in Manatee County, where volunteers will be this morning for a red tide cleanup. What those volunteers need to know and what you need to know is coming up at 6:30.
6:18 right now. Should see a high of 90 degrees today. 40% chance of rain. More news on the way on Good Morning Suncoast.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, fishing, or biking and hiking. Or play the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy the flavors of the Black Belt. Book your adventure at our lodges or stay in the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Another pair of satisfied emotions. Looks to me like elation and maybe some amazement. It's part of the Honda Summer Spectacular event experience. You could say satisfaction comes standard here, just like the Honda Accord comes standard with a luxurious, roomy interior. All at the Honda Summer Spectacular event.
We see it all the time.
Visit your local Honda dealer and test drive the Honda Accord, 2018's North American Car of the Year.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now, we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos. To use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
Thank you.
What are you doing? You are the best protection she has. Buddy up. I'm Jill Harrington. Please visit helpsavethenextgirl.com and get involved.
George Clooney taking a break from the big screen right now, but he still managed to be the highest paid actor on the Forbes 2018 list. He made $239 million thanks to older movies, endorsements, and business ventures.
Casamigo Tequila.
That's true too. That's a good business venture. Comes in handy for him right now. Of course, he's got twins he's taking care of at home.
Well, you've heard of maternity leave, paternity leave, but what about fraternity leave? No, I did not say fraternity leave. Fraternity leave as in time off for you if you recently adopt a new furry friend. Well, it's a thing, folks. Ray, get a dog.
Yeah, I'm going to have to.
I'm getting like 10 more. It's the newest perk being offered by a Minneapolis digital marketing firm. They let their employees with new pets work from home for the first week that they have a pet. You know, the pet's getting adjusted. You don't want to leave them home alone. The company says that the goal is to celebrate their diverse workforce and support a better work-life balance. And fraternity leave is just the tip of the iceberg here. Get this, the company also offers work from home days every single month, a week off between Christmas and New Year's Day every year, and summer Fridays year-round, allowing employees to leave early in the afternoon. I'm going to adopt a dog every single month if I were to work there.
That's not rough at all. Keep going.
All right. New details on that growing sexual assault scandal involving Me Too accuser Asia Argento and whether or not she actually sexually assaulted a much younger co-star years ago.
ABC's Lindsay Davis has the latest.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Asia Argento's accuser, Jimmy Bennett, is speaking out, issuing a statement saying he initially sought to settle the matter privately because, quote, I was ashamed and afraid to be part of the public narrative. I was underage when the event took place, and I tried to seek justice in a way that made sense to me at the time. He was 17 and she was 37. Argento released her own statement earlier this week, vehemently denying the allegations. Hours after Bennett released his statement, a photo first obtained by TMZ emerged, purportedly taken after the alleged sexual encounter 5 years ago. In it, Argento and Bennett are seen on a bed shirtless with their arms entangled. Coming up at 7 a.m., the now 22-year-old Bennett explains why a stigma about male victims of sexual abuse initially prevented him from coming forward. With your GMA First Look, I'm Lindsay Davis, ABC News, New York.
Before people invite something new into their homes, they want to know who you are. We're Almond Breeze, and we only use California-grown Blue Diamond almonds in our almond milk, cared for by our family of almond growers. Blue Diamond Almond Breeze. The best almonds make the best almond milk.
VisionWorks can do more than just make you see great. The right pair of glasses can make you look amazing, too. And our buy one, get one free sale is a great time to get a backup pair for when you leave them on a plane, at the game, or at that restaurant. VisionWorks, we're here to help you.
More pet parents are turning to grain-free Blue Freedom to help their dogs be at their best. Made with the finest natural ingredients, Blue Freedom has no grains, no glutens, and for some dogs, there's no better diet.
Infused with 80 lavender flowers in every bottle, Airwick Essential Oil smells so real, we put it to the test with real people.
This one smells more like lavender. That one.
No way.
I'll be darned.
The complete Airwick Essential Oils collection.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Cancer doesn't run in my family. That really was the farthest thing from my mind. I've been an athlete my whole life and I work in sports, so my mindset was just, let's fight. So our stories are all unique, so whatever you're going through, ask questions, get information and be involved. Don't ignore the signs, join the fight. I'm Tony Beasley and I'm a stage 2 colorectal cancer survivor.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework.
He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's just gotta try a little harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Hunger is a growing problem in our area, and a huge number of Suncoast residents are suffering in silence.
It could be your coworker,
your child's classmate,
or your friend fighting to secure their next meal. But you can help.
ABC7 is partnering with local organizations to help feed the Suncoast.
Go to mysuncoast.com/hunger to join the fight. Help us.
Help the hungry.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Oh, okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert Weather app now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Dream vacations turned nightmares. We're going to have the latest on that Suncoast travel agency that still owes millions to customers after they shut down. Will they finally get their refunds?
Primary election day, half a week away now. We'll tell you how much longer you can early vote and where before the big day.
And another red tide beach cleanup this morning. A live report from Perico Preserve in Manatee County with how you can get out there and help clean up today. Those stories plus your Thursday forecast. Good Morning Suncoast continues.
Yesterday was the first time I smelled red tide indoors.
Yes, this morning we can actually smell it here in our station, which is very odd.
Yeah, dubious distinction, milestone there. John Scalzi's got details of the shifting winds out there.
Yeah, waiting 24 hours, I think it'll be a little bit better as we head into the weekend for a lot of folks, particularly those folks who live away from the coast on inland areas. This morning, we have some showers on radar. Showers moving through parts of Pinellas County produced an inch of rainfall there. I don't think we'll see anything quite that heavy over the next couple hours around here, but we will have some passing downpours. Right now, heavier rain falling in various locations on the Sun Coast. Venice seeing a few scattered showers, so is Siesta Key up near Manatee County between Palmasola and Cortez Road. They're seeing some showers there ongoing as well. Temperatures across the region generally hovering in the 80s to mid 70s in inland areas. We'll top it out today about 90 with a 40% chance of rain. Back to you guys.
All right, talk to you again soon. Thank you, John. Checking the roads. Little build up there as you go from Palmetto into downtown Bradenton on the Green Bridge, the western bridge of the two there. Also State Road 70, some slowdowns in the eastbound lane as you approach 301. Checking farther south. Now here's the scene in the northern half of Sarasota County. Still an issue there as you cross over Clark Road on I-75. Some debris in the road in the northbound lane. And then checking our final map to the south. Not much to speak of right now. Little blip there on 41 southbound as you pass by Tuscola Boulevard.
Well, the red tide outbreak shows no signs of slowing down right now. There's a state of emergency in place, and hundreds of thousands of dollars have been allotted for the cleanup.
Yesterday, volunteers helped clean up the Palmasola Causeway near State Road 64, Manatee County. Today, they'll be at nearby Perico Preserve, and that's where we find our Marla Spence with a preview of today's event. Marla?
Yeah, guys, in just 1 hour, another cleanup effort will be underway here in Manatee County. Now, just yesterday, close to 50 volunteers were at the Palmasola Bay cleaning up that area of so many dead fish and also debris. Now, that cleanup was the first of 2 in Manatee County. Today's effort will be the second this week. Now, the Manatee County Parks and Natural Resources Department tells us if you plan to volunteer today, safety is top priority. County workers will be handing out buckets, gloves, and masks, and they are also asking volunteers to bring their own rakes. One thing they're stressing to volunteers this morning is to not pick up any fish or debris by hand.
So this is the sort of thing that, we want people to know that it's not just something you can necessarily go out and do, but there are lots of groups that are working to help clean up. If you look along the beach, you'll see everything from tiny little sardines and anchovies to really giant snook and other marine life. And we know that that's horrible, but one of the things we don't often realize is other animals are coming in now and eating that.
And Melissa Nels, who you just heard there with the Manatee County Parks and Natural Resources Department, tells us that is an issue because animals like birds and raccoons end up eating those dead fish that are killed by red tide, and that is impacting the food chain. She said that is not good. So that's why those volunteers and Manatee County Parks and Natural Resources will be out here at Perico Preserve starting at 7:30 this morning. Reporting live in Manatee County, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Marla. So just how are seabirds still being affected by all that red tide? Well, experts at Save Our Seabirds tell us that 6 laughing gulls suffering the effects of red tide have now been brought into their shelter over the past 2 weeks. They say that red tide affects how birds think and even walk since it's a neurotoxin.
It affects their neurological system and they're unable to stand and walk. So it looks like they have broken legs or they're unable to keep their head up, but it's just basically the toxins not allowing them to move properly.
Now, laughing gulls are the only birds here on the Suncoast that have actually been affected so far, but she also says that brown and white pelicans, they're going to be heading back here in December, so they're hoping that the red tide is all cleared up by then.
Aren't we all? A follow-up now on a local travel agency that closed down while still owing clients more than $3 million. Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi is now involved. Our Rebecca Fernandez talked to some frustrated customers.
Far exceed the deposits of money that we have from clients. We have a very substantial asset base, and we will be able to refund every single guest that we have.
That's what Al Ferguson, the owner of Legendary Journeys, said to ABC last year. But today, officials say the company owes more than $3 million to people nationwide and that they don't have enough money to pay back creditors.
We had planned an around-the-world cruise for 2019. It was going to be 4 months long, and would have left January and got back, I think, the first week of May. We put over $5,000 down, and we got a note sometime in November, I think, telling us that Legendary was going to close their doors and that our reservation had been turned over to Anchors Away.
But when they reached out to the cruise line, they had no record of their reservation or any type of deposit. The Hungerfords had used this travel agency many times in the past, so they never thought this would have happened.
Think about it until later. They wouldn't take a credit card for the deposit. They definitely wanted a check. And see, if we would have paid with a credit card, we could have gotten the money back.
And they're not alone. They're just one of 800 cases of this kind involving travelers from Florida and even all across the country.
They said, oh, that was just a cash flow problem, and that, within 30 days, we would get our money back. And of course, we insured our cruise, which we always do. And so we figured, well, that won't be a problem. We're covered with insurance. But it seems that that particular insurance, the fact that they've gone bankrupt, it's not covered. And so I kept saying to them, well, it wasn't a bankruptcy. They told us it was just a cash flow problem. And come to find out, they did file for bankruptcy. So it was bankruptcy right from the beginning.
Attorney General Pam Bondi's lawsuit says the company took all this money that was supposed to be used for vacation packages and used it to pay for personal expenses and make extra payroll distributions.
The Attorney General's office filed this claim to make sure that all customers receive full refunds, that the owners of Legendary Journeys can never operate a travel agency again.
Well, believe it or not, what you post on your social media sites could cost you your dream job. Now, more employers are checking what you post before they offer you the job. So here are a few of the biggest social media mistakes that cost people those jobs. First, the biggie: posting provocative or inappropriate photos or videos. Number two, all those drunken posts from your last vacation, those are big no-nos. Third, any posts or comments that could be looked at as racist or sexist. And another big one, lying about your qualifications. Like, don't post on your Facebook page that you graduated from Harvard when the resume that they're looking at clearly says that you did not. And CareerBuilder.com also says that many companies don't stop looking at your social media sites even after you're hired. So keep it clean, folks.
With less than a week before the big primary day on Tuesday, more Floridians have already voted by mail or voted early than during the entire 2014 primary. Latest numbers show 500,000 more people have voted compared to 4 years ago. And make no mistake, the candidates have been out going door to door.
We're door knocking all across the state of Florida. Matter of fact, I think we were in 5 or 6 counties yesterday. Today we're focusing on college campuses.
In addition to those waiting to vote on Election Day, there are still less than 2 million vote-by-mail ballots yet to be returned. Before you head to the polls, here are some reminders for you. In Sarasota County, there are 5 early voting sites: the Biscayne Plaza in Northport, the R.L. Anderson Administration Building in Venice, the Terrace Building near Payne Park in Sarasota, the North Sarasota Library, and Westfield Sarasota Square Mall. If voting on Election Day, you must vote at the polling place of your assigned precinct near where you live. You must also bring a photo ID, and the last day to request a vote-by-mail ballot was yesterday. Those ballots must be returned by mail or in person no later than 7 p.m. on Tuesday evening.
Well, do you want to run across a big, giant bridge for a good cause? Well, good news, you can. Registration for the 2nd annual Skyway 10K is opening soon. The organizers of the event have announced that registration for next year's race will open Thursday, September 10th at 1 o'clock. Now, 100% of the proceeds from that race will benefit the Armed Forces Families Foundation. Now, last year they raised more than $500,000, and the race registration sold out very quickly, so make sure you get in there fast.
Picturesque, you could say.
Beautiful. What a once-in-a-lifetime moment to be able to run across that bridge. Still to come on Good Morning Suncoast.
Microsoft is now stepping up security measures to prevent election meddling, which is what they're doing to make things safer for voters.
But first, we've got a live look out of France this morning where police say that a man wielding a knife has killed one person and injured at least 2 others in a suburb near Paris. Now, the suspect was shot and killed by police, who have not disclosed any motive or any more information yet about that attack. But this is what we know right now. A local news station there says the man was known for having promoted a radical Islamic ideology. But authorities have yet to declare the assault officially a terrorist attack just yet. We'll have more on it as it develops throughout the day right here on ABC 7.
It is 6:41 right now. We're going to talk about John Scalzi.
How you doing?
Yeah.
We're looking at temperatures that are generally hugging the mid-70s to upper 70s across the area. 20% chance of rain showers, followed by about a 40% chance as we head into the noontime hour. I put the chance of an outdoor recess today at about 6 out of 10. For a scattered shower during the morning hours being the big culprit and maybe having a impact on that. Beach forecast calls for that westerly wind to continue today. UV index will be high, but there will be scattered showers around. Your complete forecast in a second.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Temperatures are rising and the deals are heating up during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new 2018 Jeep Wranglers. Or get the most awarded SUV of all time, a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999. Find the path to your next great adventure in the all-new Jeep Compass for just $17,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota.
We've been fighting the war on drugs for a long time. We answer the phone 24/7, 365 days a year. On a busy night, we answer hundreds of calls. This war on drugs needs our intervention.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has helped people struggling with drugs and alcohol.
When the phone rings, we help people when they need it the most. When we get a caller into treatment, it feels right. It feels good. It's a blessing.
If you're struggling, drinking, using, and need to get clean, don't suffer alone in silence. Call Addiction Hope and Helpline.
Our people understand. And many are also in recovery. Call for support and strength. You can call for someone who can't or isn't willing. It's an act of love. Together we can help you beat this thing and erase addiction from your vocabulary once and for all.
Call 800-871-1644. 800-871-1644.
Recovery from mental and substance use disorders is real.
You can recover.
It's possible. It happens every day.
Never give up on yourself.
Discover hope and help.
The world is a beautiful place again.
Join the Voices for Recovery. For confidential information for mental and substance use disorders, call 1-800-662-HELP.
Find out first at 4 with ABC 7 News at 4. Weekdays on ABC 7.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
78 degrees the air temperature. We have a dew point value coming in at 77. It's warm, it's humid, it's muggy out there for this time of day, and we're looking at a chance of rainfall through the morning hours along the coastline, and those showers tending to dampen out as they move inland. But a 20% chance should do it through about 9-10 o'clock. Then the rain chances begin to go up a little bit as we head toward the noontime hour at about 40%. There could be a few thunderstorms around at that point, and then the showers tend to move into inland areas a little bit later in the day. We've got some showers ongoing across west central Florida. Pretty good coverage at this hour along the coastline and in Gulf waters. And then this line of showers that has developed over the course of the morning associated with a frontal boundary kind of sagging south and stalling out. Locally around Siesta Key, we've got some showers now moving inland toward Proctor Road, heading up toward Bee Ridge Road. Bee Ridge and about McIntosh, about to see some moderate rain falling there. And then down to the south, just around where Jacaranda intersects 75, you're going to see some showers moving in there. Manatee Avenue seeing some light rainfall for the most part. And then some showers along the north-facing beaches of Manatee County. Moving into Palmetto, the heaviest rain is located. The showers over the Skyway ending, but the roadway surfaces there probably still kind of slippery. Southwest wind continues on the underbelly of this trough of low pressure, the frontal boundary that's stalling out, bringing that line of showers I just showed you on radar. As we get that southwest wind, we get the encouragement of showers to form near our Gulf waters in the morning and then move inland toward the other coastline in the afternoon, which is where the heaviest rains will be. So for today, once again, with that general west wind, east moving storms, wind shift tomorrow, and then good rain chances as we head into the weekend. Futurecast shows those showers near the coastline followed by an inland migration of the best rain chances as we head into the afternoon period. In fact, if you look at the Futurecast of where the rainfall is likely to occur, it's really the heaviest stuff on the other coast, not so much our coast. That's where your rainfall totals will be greatest. But still, we could pick up some 1-inch rainfalls in inland Manatee, Sarasota, Hardee, and DeSoto counties. Forecast looks like this. We'll have a daytime high that tops out probably around 90. West wind developing at about 10 knots. And the forecast calling for 90. Our daytime high today. Tomorrow the same, 30 to 40% chance of showers. Wind shift occurring over the weekend, bringing us a 50 to 60% chance of rain showers in the afternoon, with that trend continuing into next week. Back to you.
Hey, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside and check out your traffic. Starting out first in Manatee County, those roads are not looking too bad, but there is a little bit of a delay, as you can see right there on the roads heading out to Holmes Beach, Cortez Road. And then in Sarasota County, those roads are not looking too bad so far. A little bit of a slowdown right there at Fruitville, and another one coming off of Bee Ridge headed towards 75. But otherwise, not looking too bad at this hour. 75 and 41, they are both looking pretty decent as you get out of the city and head a little bit farther south toward Port Charlotte. It is 6:48, and that is your first alert traffic. Well, Microsoft says that they are doing what they can to stop people or countries from meddling in the upcoming election. The technology giant unveiled what it calls its Defending Democracy program this week, where they're going to be adding extra layers of security to political candidates and groups. Now, they've created something called Account Guard that's going to send out notification when attacks are detected and help those groups lock down their accounts quicker. Now, the news comes just a day after Microsoft, Twitter, and Facebook all found and removed misinformation campaign sites and hacking attempts traced back to both Russia and Iran.
This morning, President Trump has already tweeted about his former attorney, Michael Cohen. The same man who once said he'd take a bullet for the president is now taking aim. In a plea bargain deal, Cohen testified he's paid off porn star Stormy Daniels in coordination and at the direction of Donald Trump, knowing that her claim of an affair would be harmful to the candidate and the campaign. Now, the president flat out denied knowing about the payoff, but later admitted he reimbursed Cohen for the payment. The president's latest response, all caps on Twitter, no collusion, rigged witch hunt. Cohen's lawyer says Cohen has knowledge of things that would be of interest to special counsel Robert Mueller.
And an update this morning on the Tennessee Waffle House shooting that took place back in April. A judge ruled that the suspect is unfit to stand trial in that case. Right here, Travis Ranking is accused of shooting and killing 4 people using an assault-style rifle back on April the 22nd. Now, that shooting ended when the customer, James Shaw Jr., wrestled the gun away from Ranking, who then ran away. He was charged with 4 counts of criminal homicide in that case. Now, during testimony yesterday, a psychologist said she believes that Ranking has schizophrenia. The court will reevaluate his status about every 6 months.
Still ahead, your top 7 headlines before 7 a.m.
Now, that includes one last look at your Little Friday forecast. And in What's Trending, Ray, a big show is going off the air. We'll tell you the theory behind it. Few hints right there.
Give it away.
All right, so you're watching Good Morning Suncoast right here on ABC 7 this morning.
Here's a live look at the latest map on Hurricane Lane, a Category 4. This is the biggest threat to Hawaii as far as hurricanes go since early 1990s. Category 4 right now. Some evacuations are underway. More on this on Good Morning America, and we'll have our local headlines next on Good Morning Suncoast.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC 7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
WWSB ABC 7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC 7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education? What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself? What are you gonna make of me?
Investigate TV tackles the tough topics.
What happened to my life was awful.
When your health is compromised, we investigate.
They are really drug dealers in white coats.
Corporate greed exposed.
How do you trust them to run this program?
The powerful held accountable with in-depth journalism led by award-winning journalist Lee Zurich. We're your watchdog. Search Investigate TV on your Roku device. Download it now.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. ABC 7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.
It is 6:53, and here's your top 7 before 7.
Number 1, John Scalzi's first alert weather forecast.
So today, another west wind day, bringing in showers from the Gulf. Winds will shift tomorrow, and it's calm in the tropics. The heaviest of the rain now falling along northern Gulf Coast, northern Tampa Bay coast of Manatee County, anywhere from Palmasola all the way back toward areas of Palmetto. And then out in the Gulf waters, more showers approaching anywhere from Anna Maria down to Whitney Beach. We'll update you on that forecast, of course, throughout Good Morning America. Back to you.
All right, no major issues right now on the roads. A little buildup on 75 southbound as you cross over State Road 70, but take it slowly as you head out the door this morning.
And number 3, there is a second red tide cleanup going on this morning in Manatee County at the Perico Reserve. Now, they could use your help, too. The cleanup this morning kicks off at 7:30.
Number 4, the state is passing out $3 million to help counties deal with red tide. They're giving out $750,000 to Manatee and $100,000 to Sarasota County. The reason? The grants are based on programs outlined in the respective applications.
Number 5, former Florida Gators coach Urban Meyer is going to miss the first 3 games of the season for the Ohio State Buckeyes. The Board of Trustees said he didn't take action when he learned of issues of domestic violence that involved one of his assistant coaches.
Number 6, you still have until Saturday for early voting here in Florida. Races include federal, state, and county. Primary day is Tuesday.
And number 7, after 12 seasons, 279 episodes, the longest running TV show with a live TV audience and 10 Emmys, Big Bang Theory is calling it quits. CBS announced this season is going to be its last. According to Entertainment Weekly, the theory behind this is that its biggest star, Jim Parsons, aka Dr. Sheldon Cooper, he's ready to be done with the series. Now, he makes $1 million an episode. He, along with the rest of the cast, who all banded together to negotiate these big raises, they stood to gain about $50 million if they carried on the season for the next 2 seasons. And that's kind of what CBS was trying to negotiate out there this morning. But it is a great show. You would watch it. It's science-y. Stephen Hawking has been on the show. It's awesome. My family's loved it for years.
$1 million a show.
$1 million.
That's what you make, isn't it, right?
No, that's a year.
A minute, John.
A minute. That's what the cast of Friends got individually. They all got $1 million each.
Yeah, and they did the same thing. Like this cast did the same thing. They banded together. So.
Yeah. I never saw the show.
Great show.
See you tomorrow. Good Morning America is next.